welcome race fans to another CRN episode here with Smoky Mountain Motorsports. Not late model stock car. But tonight we're going to be at Kern, half a mile track, and right now it is 70 degrees outside and the track is at 70 degrees as well. So things happening here at a newer track on our racing. Going to be interesting. Things have been winding up here. A little busy last week with some extra cautions, but I think tonight, if the drivers take their time, they can walk away with some pretty good racing here tonight at Kern. So we're going to be out here for 150 laps for the main event. But before we get into that, well, obviously we will jump into the heat race. Before we go anywhere, we need to have somebody in here to talk to. So I got my co-host in the booth here, Mr. Dirk Sherman. How you doing tonight there, Dirk?
Good, Jimmy. For once, my flight was on time tonight, so I was here on time and ready to go. Enough time to run some practice laps with these gentlemen. As you can see, I'm P number 13. I was a rookie tonight and forgot to hit that watch button. But, you know, it just shows that these guys are a lot faster than I am. So on this track, I had to buy the track. I will say it is very interesting, to say the least. Has some couple bumps in there that if you don't want to go off and while you're going over them, because you will lose that rear end. So there is going to be some technical nuances to this track. Clearly you can see my inexperience on the track. But the truck is going to have a lot of grip. It's going to be fun. There's multiple passing opportunities because it does have a high line. I found particularly the high line to be the best and more stable coming out of the corners. And going into the corners, a little bit unstable. But Jimmy, it's going to be interesting. Some of these drivers were just walking away from me during practice, and you know, I was trying to follow them, but they have figured something out that I do not know. So it's going to be interesting to see. As you can see, Rob Hattenbeck is one of the first ones on the track for his qualifying time, heading into turn 3 and 4 right now, about to take that green flag for his first lap, so he gets a nice little run off. Expected probably a little bit higher line coming out so you can get a good run going into the corner, but yeah, ran an 18.2 his first lap. Apparently we are 1 lap behind there, so he is now coming into 3 and 4 to finish his qualifying time, and he's going to hit a 18.160 at right now your provisional pole leader. So did you run any laps tonight?
Yeah, I got a few laps in. I did some earlier last week, I think it was, because I had to buy the track as well. I'd never been here, and but I got out there, got some laps in. I was only down, like, I think best was only like in 18.7. It's a pretty tricky track as far as controlling your truck. There's a lot of power in these things. You can step it out really easy coming off the corners, and if you don't hit your braking marker in time, you can really push the front end into entry. So it's going to be a tricky one here, I think, and it's going to take a little patience from some of these drivers out there. We've seen a lot of good racing last week for the most part when we were able to go green. A bunch of self spins and whatnot, but. Yeah, it's a tiny track. They're going to have to take their time. But right now we have James Honeycutt on provisional pole with 18.0, and Brandon Cooper, Rob Hattenbeck, Anthony Rennick, Tony Lagardo, Christopher Cash, Charles Miller, Clint Walker, Todd Lamphere, Austin Cooper, Chase Pepper, Brandon Kelly, Daniel Sweet, Christopher Smith out there. So we're going to have a few more trucks, I think, than last week. We had a pretty decent count here coming in here tonight, but Brandon Elvis coming out there, showing them how to get it done. It was a pretty good force to be reckoned with in the late model stock cars. To see if he can repeat that run that he was having. Had some trouble in the end of last season. not, basically putting him out of that run for the championship, and his teammate ended up sweeping that for the late model stock cars. But qualifying's about done there, Derek. Only 11 of the, or 12 of the drivers now have times out there. Got about 2 minutes remaining here. Let's see who's out there right now. I think Christopher Smith might still be out there. Yeah, for the 80s out there right now, getting the time in. We'll see how well he can do. If he can better that time of an 18, just for a 118. These trucks, Derek, I noticed that the original setup has a pretty high rear brake bias. What's that mean for these drivers out there tonight?
Well, it's going to be a lot of front brake, if I'm not mistaken. But it's going to be able to help you turn that truck going into the corner. So when you hit the brake pedal, the percentage of the braking is going to go to the rear, or to the front. So it will help you brake the front. So too much brake input, you're going to, like you said, lock it up, push through the corner, or hit it too quickly going over these bumps going in, or coming into those corners. It's going to upset the truck and slide it the rear end out. So, but let me look at what the iRacing says. It's the percentage of force acting at the front wheels. More front equals more stable under braking, but longer braking distance needed. Too little front bias equals car to spin under braking.
Yeah, so if they move it to the rear, then they have a good chance if they get too heavy in the brakes that rear end will come around easier than what it already has. But qualifying's over, and so we're about to take a trip down in here into our heat race. 20 laps out here for our heat race to set the field for the main event. 150 laps. So we'll just go ahead. I'll just run down real quick of those who's where. But Brandon Elvis on the pole with Daniel Sweet in second, James Honeycutt in third, Christopher Smith's going to be in fourth, Brandon Cooper in fifth, Rob Hattenback is in sixth, Anthony Rennick in seventh, Joey Lagardo in eighth, Christopher Cash is in ninth, Clint Walker in 10th, Charles Miller in 11th, Todd Lampiers in 12th, Austin Cooper in 13th. Brendan Kelly will be in that 14th spot, and Chase Peppers for our 15 truck field, minus Derek Sherman. Obviously, he's up here in the booth tonight with us. So, I was
thinking about gridding so you can see that my beautiful paint scheme that I got on the truck. But I mean, I just love the colors. It's bright. It's green, yellow, and black. I mean, it's awesome. And how my painter decided to work those colors, and I told him what I wanted color wise, and he gave it to me, and it was awesome. So but yeah, no, Jimmy, it's going to be a fun, exciting, interesting, considering that I've never ran here before. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the racing's going to pan out. I can only speculate because I've never been here. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of trial and error. A lot of newcomers as far as like Daniel Sweat, Joey Lagardo, I think that's how you say his last name, but Clint Walker,
Lagarto, I would imagine, if it's the way it sounded out, the way it's spelled. But yeah, definitely some newcomers, and it's good to see the field. Bringing in new drivers.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of the old late model stock car guys. It's Brandon Elvis, James Honeycutt, Christopher Cash, Clint Walker, Todd Lamphere, Austin Cooper, Brandon Cooper, and the list goes on there, Jimmy. But excited for everyone to be here tonight and ready to see how everything's going to pan out as we are on the parade lap with the lights off. So it means the pace car will be coming in this time around, and we're going to go green by the looks of it because there's no pace lights.
And no lights on that pace car right now. We're going to go in, but the car is still out there, obviously. as they come down the front stretch. So that the entry, it is off of like in between 3 and 4, and it's you really got to get that truck slowed down in order to get down in here. So if these drivers have to do a green flag stop here at Kern, it's I hope they practiced. I've tried it a few times, a little bit too quick, and it hit that wall, that entry wall on the right hand side coming in. So it's going to be an interesting one here. Obviously, as we get started here, let me go ahead and pull up the ticker so you guys can see what's going on.
The pace car is in. The number 4 car of Brandon Elvis is going to take us to the green flag, and they're off. And they're side by side going into turn 1. Brandon Elvis and Daniel Sweat as they're side by side coming out of turn number 2, going down the backstretch. Daniel Sweat gets a little bit loose in that number 7 truck, 07 truck, and then Brandon Elvis is going to get a run on the inside. He's going to come out. He's going to have enough room to pass and then take that first lead lap of the heat race, and they're starting to. Daniel Sweat falls into the line. James Honeycutt's right behind him. Oh, there we got one wrecking. Rob Hattenback, Clint Walker, the 69 truck of Christopher Cash. Someone just blew up. The 11 truck. There's carnage on the second lap. It just, if I had to speculate, someone got loose coming out of the corner and.
Looking here right now, yeah, it was the 99 of Rob Hattenback. We'll start this, and then 11 not being able to slow up and gets into the rear of the 69. The 60 is going to get into the 69 as well. The 02 goes down to the infield. The 12 nowhere to go as the cars are coming down the track. That looks like the 32 is able to slow down, but he slowed down quite a bit, so that might flag him as probably being in the incident. But early caution here, as we talked about it early, getting loose coming off the corners, and that's what happened with that number 99.
Yeah, Jimmy, I mean, it's cold tires. That's the other thing. Cold tires. It might not take long for these tires to warm up, but, the first couple laps are going to be a little bit on the scary side because you still have to build in temp in those tires. Pace laps, I don't think does enough heat in those tires. But, sorry, oh, good old yawn, but the heat in those tires are very important, especially going into the first couple corners. So,
yeah, you definitely need some heat in the tires, but you don't want to overheat the tires. It really will melt them. I mean, the track is a little cooler here tonight, so that might help out with some of these drivers getting around here. But it's just an interesting track, and it's got some okay banking, I think, and the trucks are they got so much power and dirt, and they're so light, so it is very easy to manage that throttle to not get the rear end loose coming off the corner. Definitely you got to watch your inputs and figure this thing out here for tonight, or it's going to be a long night. So right now it's Rob's able to at least go down into the pits and maybe grab that passenger pair here early, as we only have 15 laps to go here in the heat race, and then we'll finish this up, and then we'll get a small break, and then we'll head over, to the main event. So looking forward to it here. These heat races, I hope it is just to finish up their practice, kind of like group everybody together, just to sort these things out, get your final dial-ins. Derek, when I was doing a lot of racing, I know one of the biggest things that I did throughout the week, this is before CRN, I used to practice a lot, just trying to get around the track. And these days, when I try to get around the track, I can get decent laps, but nothing like I used to when I used to put in, good 10, 15, 20 hours a week on the same track, just getting in laps, learning the entry, learning the exit, learning the vehicle, depending on which one it was. But the pace car is in. Brandon Elvis is left to go to the outside here as we get ready to go back to green.
I think that's going to be the place to be here tonight is the outside. So,
well, if you're down on that inside, you can get pinched, and you don't want to get too heavy in the gas to wash out to that person. So if you're on that outside and you're able to kind of keep that blow going a little bit easier. Now, if somebody can get down to the inside of you, that can kind of screw up your run, as you know, you might not be able to turn in as far as you'd like to. But there's single file through 1s through 4 back here, and Pete, number 5, Brandon Cooper, and Todd Lamp here going out side by side. So it is possible here, Derek. You can see right here between these two trucks.
Yeah, I mean, you can. It is possible. I don't know if that Todd Lamphere truck, it's going to be hard to make a pass on the inside. But just like you were talking about, getting pinched, not be able to carry that speed. Ooh, we got a spinner. The 13 truck, 21 truck.
Anthony Rennick on 21, just getting loose. I don't think there's any contact involved. Let's find out right here. Nope, we got a little bit of shoulder tap in there, going in the corner, spins out. Ooh, clips I believe that was the 60 of Joey Lagardo. So, but they were able to continue forward. I guess that's one thing about these short tracks, and I know nobody likes to cause a caution or be the caution, but it is with it being a short track, your car doesn't need to be aerodynamically perfect. As long as you've got power. And you can steer, you're in pretty good shape here, but it's going to be a rough one here. And I think with this being a new track, I don't know how much time some of these drivers, unless they've ran it in real life, actually have on this track.
Yeah, Jimmy, it's a lot. It was not fun practice-wise. I felt like a newbie on the track trying to figure out how to run this. While everyone's running nice, clean, crisp, fast laps, and a few spinners here and there, but I mean, it was definitely difficult. Definitely had a baby around going with like a 2-second lap time, just so I can keep it clean and bust it down from there. Down to the 21s, down to the 20s, down to the 19s, to where I almost got an 18. I had a. I was 18-1. I was almost down to the 17s. But, I mean, everyone else was way faster. So, like you said, you don't need very much aerodynamic as long as you have power. That's all anything that really matters. Power and your wheels straight. I think you'll be fine. It won't hurt you. You might be a little tight if you get on a longer run, but nothing that you can't fix in-car adjustments like brake bias and stuff like that. So it's definitely a unique track to where you if you didn't practice, it will show, or you're just really good driver period to where you don't know. So
short track specialty here with these trucks throughout the season. A lot of the tracks are on the shorter side, and it's something you got to kind of like that. Smaller tracks, the being patient. And I think some of the drivers are still trying to figure out the throttle control just a little bit because of how much power these trucks have. I know when I was out there practicing, maybe I was using a little bit too much throttle coming out. Wasn't braking early enough to make sure you get that nose down and into that corner and down around. And I was end up, washing my tires out, so quickly wearing down tires. But we're not trying to wear down the tires here in the beginning right now. Pace car is in. Brandon Elvis out front over Dana Sweet, Brandon Cooper, Christopher Smith, Austin Cooper, James Honeycutt. Let's go racing, boys. We're back to green. A nice jump there by Brandon Elvis, followed by Daniel Sweet in that lower side. Brandon Cooper gets by, is a little bit loose there by the 07. He's going to slide back just a little bit, but they're going to keep it green, so nice catch. It's stuck on that outside now as Christopher Smith is going to work his way by the 76. James Honeycutt is going to move up in that P number 5 spot. So getting stuck on that outside seems to be not, it's a good spot to race, Derek, but I think on fresher tires, that inside is going to be able to reign a little more supreme there. As you can see, a good chunk of drivers have got by that 07 that was running up there in P number 2. Is falling back into 7th place. Brandon Kelly is there in 8th place. For cash, Anthony Rennick causing a crash right there towards the end. We'll check that out real quick while these guys are finishing up. So Brandon Elvis will start on the pole, followed by Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper, Christopher Scriptures on the cut all the way through, Daniel Sweet, Brandon Kelly, behind that, Christopher Cash, Joey Lugaro, Anthony Kenrick, Clint Walker, Chase Peppers, Charles Miller for your 15th Quick Truck field. So just like that, 20 laps, done and out, even with a few cautions. So it's going to be a quick one here tonight, Derek, and I hope these drivers are ready.
Yeah, Jimmy, that was over quick. Oh, sorry.
The co-host catches his breath. Right now, we got a few minute break here. We'll just wait. I'll see if anybody goes out for a warm up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick everybody on the exciting. I'm gonna just.
Yeah, Jimmy. Sorry, my cousin Sneezy attacked me. So
we'll just go ahead and. We're just going to go ahead and put it on exciting and see if anything happens while we take a short 3-minute break while they get warmed up for the race.
Alrighty, Jim.
we're back. As the drivers are getting ready to take the field, it looks like it's going to be Brandon Ellis, Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper, Christopher Smith, James Honeycutt, Todd Lamphere, Daniel Sweet, Brandon Kelly, Robert Hattenback, Christopher Cash, Joey Lagardo, Anthony Rennick, Clint Walker, and Charles Miller will be out there as they are taking the grid. I might have to pause SDK. I don't know what's going on. It's like lagging. I'm trying to reload everything so it comes up, but I don't like what's going on. So why everything is coming back, you will also click on here. I'm not gonna not go live, but Derek, take it away while I try fixing SDK here, see what's going on.
All right, well, here we go. We're going down the backstretch. We'll see if we get another pace lap as we are coming into turn 3 and 4. Brandon Elvis is going to take the high side by the looks of it. He's trying to shove down and whatnot. So he's in front of, I don't know if they're going to do the choose rule. Nope, Brandon Cooper's going to jump down to the bottom lane for the restart. So yeah, one more time and good old Barney will have that green flag ready to go to wave that green flag as they have switched back now to regular. Brandon Elvis on the bottom, Brandon Cooper on the top. And so Christopher Smith in that P number 4 is ready to bounce. And they're off, and Brandon Elvis is going to get a nice little jump. Brandon Cooper is going to jump to the bottom by the looks of it. And the 12 truck of Austin Cooper is in line behind his cousin or brother, one of the two. And everyone is going to start, he gets a little loose, or maybe get a nice little touch from Christopher Smith. He's up the track. He's going to lose a couple spots. Going down in turn 3 and 4, Brandon Elvis is in the lead right now. In front of that number 18 truck of Brandon Cooper, as we have a gaggle of trucks as Christopher Cash hits the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like we're going to stay green, keep on going. Single truck incident going and coming out of turn 3 and 4. Looks like he got a little bit loose coming out, and it went down to the inside of the track. Looked like he kind of towed. As there's another trucks going everywhere, and 3 and 4. Rob Hattenback's in the wall. Ooh, buddy, we're in this now. Rob Hattenback is now about to pass Todd Lamphere, coming out of turn 1 and 2, going into turn 3 and 4, trying to gather his thoughts up and continue on. I don't know what happened there, but he was not in it. He went to the high side, lost a few positions trying to avoid whatever's in front of him. As you can see, Clint Walker got a little loose coming out of turn number 2 in front of Rob Hattenback. Rob Hattenback's going to take advantage of going down the load in 3 and 4. Clint Walker's just going to give him the spot as he's going to run down the people in front of him, the drivers in front of him. So far so good, as we're single file and there's a lot of racing there, Jimmy. And
yeah, there's a lot of things going on right here. I don't know what's going on with SDK. It's being a pain in the rear here tonight, showing its ugly head. But the drivers are doing a pretty good job. We had a couple of incidents there early. You see Rob Hattenback getting up in the wall. Christopher Cash having an early there incident as well. But right now we are on lap 8 of 150, I believe.
150.
Yep, and Brandon Elvis is out front over Brandon Cooper, Christopher Smith, James Honeycutt, Austin Cooper, Daniel Sweet, Anthony Rennick, Brandon Kelly, Joey Lagardo, and caution is going to be out here on lap 8 at the end of 8 here for Rob Hattenback. So I'm going to go ahead and I think we'll be able to see this when I click on it. See if happens here. If we can see what happened to Rob Hattenback here as he's getting into the 69 and going sideways. Todd Lamphere getting into the side of Rob Hattenback, but don't look like too much damage between both those trucks. Just the caution flag coming out here, and yeah, so not too bad. As for our first incident here of the, or not gonna say our first incident, our first caution on lap 10, or now on lap 10 of 150. So even under caution, these laps are gonna fly on by.
Yes, Jimmy, there is going to be all kinds of interesting battles going along. It's going to be interesting to watch all these drivers try to manage that throttle, back to throttle. And brake inputs, that's what come out of that looked like with Rob. Got it a little hot and he knew it, tried to hit the brake pedal a little too hard and slid the rear end around. No harm, no foul. You might have got a little love tap from Todd Lamphere on that number 26 truck. But other than that, I mean, we had a good 10 laps or so of green flag running, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see that. I think we might even get some longer runs here as things start to kind of settle down. These drivers do know that there's 150 laps, and it can go by fairly quickly here tonight, or it can be an extreme long period of time. And right now they're so competitive. Everybody wants to get the get to the next position as quick as possible if they can, if they have to run. But right there, it was just still learning to race around each other, and Rob just maybe not getting in the brakes hard enough or early enough, just tapping, but essentially taking himself out, other than like a driver in front of him. So a tough break by the 99, but plenty of time to come back. Let's see, Christopher Cash back out there. Last week he ended up doing some daddy duty, so wasn't able to get a decent run in, but he is out here tonight early as of right now, so we'll see if that 69, I would imagine we will see another caution here tonight. That 69 can get his laps back and get things back going and compete with these drivers up front. All right. I'm ready to go back racing, Derek. Just wait.
Sometimes it's not the most fun and thing to do is watch these cautions. I mean, they're not long, Jimmy.
No, they're not long at all. You want to see the race kind of progress and see who's got the talent and skill to get up there to the front, or compete with Brandon Elvis. He doesn't have his teammate out here that won the championship in the late model stock car. So right now, it's all on as of right now, all on Brandon Cooper and Christopher Smith to try to keep that at bay and hopefully get around him later on. So right now we're going to get back under green. Brandon Elvis off for a good start, followed by Christopher Smith on that outside and Brandon Cooper down the inside. Looking for a good run down the backstretch here as they go down into turn number 3, as all the cars make it on by there. But Brandon Elvis out front over Christopher Smith is on that high side, Derek, so he's able to make that work, get around the 18 of Brandon Cooper, and followed by James Honeycutt. So James Honeycutt with a good finish last week, looking to get another good finish here. So just doing a pretty good job. I think Derek has our stats for us. We can kind of run down and see where people are in current points position, as we are very early in the season here.
Yeah, right now you have last week's winner, Brandon Cooper, in first place, Christopher Smith in second, James Huntington in third, Tom Lamphere in fourth, Robert Hattenbach in fifth, or tied in fifth with Anthony Rennick, Chase Peppers in seventh, Charles Miller in eighth, and ninth is Brandon Kelly, tied for 10th is Jonathan Carter and Clint Walker. 12th is Christopher Cash, 13th is Austin Cooper. So right now, like you said, early. I mean, I think the total points is for the leader is 62, and Austin Cooper has 18. So I mean, granted, that's a big difference from the leader, but I mean, the top 5 are only 20 20 points of, or 25 points behind. So the leader. I mean, so one good race, one bad race for the other guy, you're right back in this thing. So I won't be surprised. And that's also bonus points, as you know, for the fastest lap or the pole or leading a lap. I mean, that's all. And then you got your minus points for your cautions, penalty points. And that's what hurts a lot of people. Like Jonathan Carter has minus 15. Brandon Kelly has minus 10 for points. Austin Cooper minus 15. Todd Lampfield has a minus 5. Rob Hadmack has minus 5. I mean, right there could be 7 points behind or 10 points behind there, Jimmy, but that's what happens as the caution is now back out. And speaking of the devil,
point from somebody out there. We'll see what happened here, but it looks like Austin Cooper involved in an incident here on lap 24. So another 10, 12 lap, or a few more laps than last time. Let's see if. Come on, here we go. See what happened to that 12. I seen he went down to the bottom early. Wasn't quite sure, but I'm gonna guess a self spin. Yep, too much throttle. We'll send that number 12 machine down the inside, but he keeps it off the wall, Derek. So just a little wear and tear on the tires for that 12.
Little angry tires. I mean, the tires are just like the driver right now, a little angry. So for making that happen, but I mean, I had that similar. There's a fine line in these trucks to where you can and cannot, and if you're not comfortable like I was in practice, you're spinning all the time. I mean, I could run like 4 or 5 laps and then I get comfortable, try to push, and then I spun the truck out. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that, but it is what it is. But Christopher Cash is going to get his lucky dog back. He's going to be, by the looks of it, going to be 1 lap down,
Yeah, just
or maybe
like
possibly.
It looks maybe just 1. I think he towed last incident that he had, so you know, obviously the tow time here being plenty of time for pace laps to knock you down a few. So now he's down to 1 lap, and he's in the back. So you know, just kind of hang out back there and just kind of wait for something to happen. I mean, you're kind of at the mercy of the drivers in the track in front of you is when you're that lap car, but you're the first lap car right now, the only lap car, and looking to get back on the lead lap. So with 2 cautions already here done, as we work our way on lap 27, I would say, I mean, at this rate, we're going to have at least 10 more cautions. So maybe they can prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong, but we're going to see. We're going to catch all the action here at CRN. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody out there watching, and thank you for the support. Thank you to all the sponsors here with Smoky Mountain Motorsports. Also, thank you for the continued support. If you guys haven't seen or looked, but the CRN is now over 1,000. Just been, like I said to our fans last night, just finishing up some admin side, and hopefully that YouTube will come back and grace our presence with a partnership finally. So it's been a long time coming. It's been a little over 2 years since CRN has made its debut here with iRacing across the different leagues across iRacing. So I look forward to continue this thing for as long as I guess I keep staying entertained, and it comes by watching this great racing provided not only by Smoky Mountain but everybody else out there. But we're back to green this time. Brandon Elvis gets another great start, and now the 80 and the 18 have to battle it out again to fish that out. So leader, the only one able to kind of get that nice start with nobody around him, and that's a big thing here, as you can tell. I mean, we can run 2 wide here, which is a good thing, but definitely does get tricky as we look back, and they're starting to single file out just a little bit. A few drivers looking to get position.
Yeah, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, Clint Walker looked like he got a loose guy called out of turn 4. Well, I will say the trucks are a little bit easier to turn around than the late model stock car, so you don't have to worry doing about a 40 point turn. So as you can see, he's on
40 point turn.
You know, I think that might be a little bit of net code between him and the 9 truck.
Possibly, but
Brandon Kelly
trying to get on that throttle just a little bit and wasn't able to get that front end down. And net code could have been a little issue there. But
I think you're right. I think a little bit of net code, hitting him, and then also at the same time getting back onto the gas. I think that's a fair assessment on that one. But it's just like it's tough. You got to get all you can on these restarts because it is hard. We've seen Christopher Smith take the outside, make that work on the last couple restarts ago, make a pass for that lot up there. So you got to go and try to get as many spots on the restart, Jimmy. I mean, that's where you can get the easiest spots. So
and it was just like I said, it was more they were getting there, trying to get it, hopefully hoping them tires would stick, just not quite enough, and sending Clint Walker for a short ride. So makes it pretty easy for the 4 of Brandon Elvis currently out front over Brandon Cooper, Christopher Smith, Daniel Sweet, and James Honeycutt for your top 5. So these drivers up here may not be having as many issues as some of the drivers in the back. Don't mind a break now and then, and do know they like to race. So we're going to see if these boys can turn it up as we finally crossed the line there for lap 34. Plenty of racing here left in CRN. And again, thank you for stopping by, watching. If you're out there watching, just give us that thumbs up. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll keep rolling here with all the broadcast throughout iRacing as of right now. We've actually, Derek, we're fiddling with finding out how to try maybe spreading our wings and even other simulators out there at a possible. Just didn't fit in CRN's realm of time because all of our broadcasters are all busy. But somebody from the F1 community actually asked if we could broadcast one of their race or some of their races. So something to look into. I never really even thought about anything else other than iRacing because I spend all my time here. But definitely something that maybe can look into, and possibly when openings arise, maybe be able to reach them other not platforms, but simulators or games or whatever you want to call it, and provide some great coverage because there's good racing everywhere, and a lot of it's different. iRacing is probably some of the more realistic stuff. Obviously, they got everything from trucks and stock cars, and whatnot, but. Before we talk any more about that, we're going to get back to green here as the pace car is in. So Brandon Elvis is going to get on that loud pedal, get back in it here as he gets off to a nice start over Brandon Cooper and Christopher Smith as those two battle out for second. In the back, they're 2x2 as well. So I think Brandon Elvis is enjoying these restarts. He's able to jump out and he doesn't have to battle anybody. It's been like a no contest type of thing here from the start. It is really hard as if somebody in second or third to try to time the jump or the start to keep up with the leader to get that run. But this time, Brandon Cooper is going to be victorious there for P number 2. Christopher Smith in that number 80 is going to fall back in the P. Excuse me, number 3.
Bless you. Well, Brandon Cooper is in P number 2, getting harassed by the number 80 of Christopher Smith, trying to force him into the mistake. Not too far behind is that number 07 of Daniel Sweat, trying to hunt down those two guys in front of them. Todd Lamphere is in P number 7, trying to hunt down good old number 21 of Anthony Reddick. And then Anthony Rennick's trying to chase down that 78 of James Honeycutt. So as you can see, Brandon Cooper is trying to make a pass on the outside of Christopher Smith. It makes it work. Brandon Cooper or Christopher Smith trying to make a pass on Brandon Cooper, on the low side. As you can see, Charles Miller in that P number 13 spot, just following along behind everyone, and that unsponsored Toyota Tacoma behind that number 69 truck of Christopher Cash. He's just trying to make some laps, trying to figure it all out. And that, he has a sponsor, Haas Automation, and I can't tell that.
Goat energy drink.
Goat energy drink. Oh, okay.
Seen it in the store the other day. I was in the Publix. I seen the goat, and I was like, hey. And I got truck the other day, and here he is. Charles Miller is sporting the goat and Oz on the side of his truck. Just nothing on the back yet, so probably still in the works. So maybe tailoring his truck just a little bit, or looking for another sponsor to put back there. Let's see. A lot of good looking trucks out there. Christopher Smith and one of those good trucks out there always. Coleman Designs has been putting out a lot of these trucks as well. So you can see like the 07 here is a Coleman Design truck. It kind of brings me back to like Evil Knievel. 21's gonna go around, so Rennick going around again on that 46 of 150, almost to the third wave mark. A few others involved with Clint Walker and Charles Miller crashed as well as after the caution flew. So we'll see what happened to Anthony Rennick there. It's just a spin. Yep. On that throttle too much too early. Front end damage there on the 21, but it wasn't from this incident, so.
Maybe. Well, it didn't get no help, but I think it did have a little bit of damage from a prior incident. You can see the Levitt of Charles and Clint Walker doing a
tandem.
What is that? A tandem. There you go. Tandem slide. And the Charles Miller is going to barely tap the 21 of Anthony Rennick as he's trying to back up from his self spin. So, kind of funny to see that happen. But we are 50 laps, almost to the 53rd way done, Jimmy. And it's a lot of shooting yourself in the foot tonight. But you know what? I can't say nothing because I would be one of those guys to be shooting myself in the foot because I cannot get off the throttle.
Some pit stops happening here on lap 47-48. So, but Brandon Cooper electing to stay out with Christopher Smith and Daniel Sweet. And then James Honeycutt, I guess, had a really good pit stop as he's in P number 4. Brandon Elvis been leading most of this race so far, is back in P number 5. Bob Lapierre, Joe Lagardo, Rob Hattenback, Austin Keith, Christopher Cash, Brandon Kelly, Clint Walker is currently still in the pits. And I believe right now, our man, the myth, the legend, the guy who gets things done around here, Christopher Cash, I believe he is now back on. He is now in P number 10. So welcome back to the lead lap there, Christopher Cash. Let's see if we can get some stuff done in the 69 McDonald's machine.
Hang on there, Jimmy. Hang on.
What are you hanging on for?
Hey, the myth, the legend, the man that gets things done, Christopher Cash.
Fellas, what's up?
Well, he was talking about you, and seeing you a couple laps down, you were able to get some lucky dogs and get back in the lead lap. So, looking to see that 69 move forward here tonight.
Yeah, this is one of the very few tracks I feel pretty good at. I just had a little unfortunate start there. I got the line checked up and I got packed, and something happened with the rear end, and I just spun it and put it in the wall and had to take my fasty, but I think we're on the up and up, so hopefully things turn out pretty good.
What you're saying is last week you had to take care of daddy duties, and then this week you had daddy duties of your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, got there as you guys are going back underneath the green. At this time, Brandon Cooper off to an okay start, but Brandon Elvis for some pressure on these leaders, looking to get back to the front where he was, trying to make a quick work of it, because we've seen drivers take pit stops and get involved in incidents that happen to make it through traffic. But look at that, some good
3 wide.
3 wide back there, right back to 2 wide.
Ooh, buddy, that was all I seen was the 26, the 07, the 76, all trying to go 3 wide, and one of them backed out. That looks like James Honeycutt did. As Rob had back, slides up, almost tagged the rear end of the 07. And the Austin 12 with Austin Cooper's going to follow behind Rob Hattenback. We've seen that bottom line be a little treacherous this evening. Getting on the gas a little too fast. Sends that rear end sliding. Oh, as we talked just about that. Oh.
I'm the 69 getting involved just a little bit there. There's been another caution flies here on lap 55 of 150. But it looks like everybody's moving in the right direction right now, except the 12. Obviously, them angry tires again, spinning him around. So Austin Cooper just not having much luck with throttle control tonight, losing that rear end yet again. So, I was watching, because we've seen Rob kind of have some self-spin issues here tonight, like during the heat race and even here early in the beginning of the race. So really paying attention to that 99 and seeing if he's finally figured it out, and he was running too wide. And I'm just thinking then myself, because I've seen him make those mistakes, but I think he has finally figured it out there for the 99. He was able to run that low line too wide there for 4 laps. So good to see the 99 figuring things out here as we get going. And it's just a good race. I mean, like I said, I think even this caution here with a little bit of dings and dents on the trucks, but we're gonna keep going here. 57 150 here at Kern, looking to reach that 150 laps completed. The 21 going down, maybe for some fresh tires. As we work our way around here tonight. I lost count of how many cautions we've had. And we had 6. 7.
Let me. I can kind of tell you. 1, 2.
I need a caution.
3, 4.
Excuse me.
5.
It's been a long day today, ladies and gentlemen. 4 o'clock comes early.
1, 2, 3.
Maybe a few
3.
drivers. No, we've got more.
Wait, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. All right, we have 5. So.
We're at 5.
But they're going by really quick here. We're already on lap 60 of 150, or about to go to 60 here. So 90 laps remaining here at on this newer half-mile track. And it's all been about Brandon Elvis. And right now, obviously he's back up there up front. I was able to get that 4 machine up there. So the driver to beat tonight for sure. Made quick work of coming up to the field a few positions. So it wasn't a bad move to go down there, get new tires, and make things work here. But we're going to get ready to go back to green and watch Brandon Elvis work this field.
Yes, Jimmy. He's going to get a nice jump off. Christopher Smith's going to jump behind as Todd Lamphere is going to try to take advantage of that 3rd place, as you can see. And then Christopher Smith's going to jump down low. Todd Lamphere and Daniel Sweat are going to be side by side. Christian Smith and Brandon Elvis are side by side. They're going to come to the line. Brandon Elvis is going to lead that lap. Coming down into turn number 2. They're still side by side. Brandon Elvis is going to have the edge going off 2. But Todd Lamphere and the 07 and Daniel Sweat still side by side as Rob Hattenback's hunting behind Todd Lamphere to try to take advantage of that pass. And Rob Hattenback's going to take over that P number 4 spot. Then he's going to look down low, try to get that spot back from the number 26 of Todd Lamphere, try to get a spot, that P number 3, so he can have that chance for that podium tonight. As we are coming, they're still about side by side. Brandon Cooper's trying to make his way back as he's going to pass his brother Austin. And Christopher Cash is going to slide up, give Brandon Cooper some room. He's going to fall in behind James Honeycutt in turn 3 and 4. Coming in, and we'll see a couple trucks. Go ahead.
No, Austin Cooper there was slow rejoining the field at the bottom as these cars are coming by, and it can only be so nerve-wracking. Watch everybody just kind of fly on by, and you want to kind of drift up on the track as he was down on that apron just waiting for his turn. But yeah, some good battling going up. Walker goes around.
That doesn't look good there, Jimmy. As you can see, that high caliber design number 02 truck spinning itself around in frustration to come back. He's lost his rear, his tailgate, for lack of better terms. See what happened here. And, you know, started to get loose and just snapped. I don't think I've had that problem. As you can see, that tailgate flying off. He runs over it, and he's going to go backwards past Barney.
So Barney seen that through the caution right away.
Barney was like, oh.
Definitely the wrong way down the track. So tough break there for the 02 of Clint Walker, that high caliber designs machine here tonight. And just one of those drivers, you know, we've seen him have some really good runs in previous races, Derek, and it's kind of, I don't know, plagued here with just maybe minor mistakes or getting caught up in or having to check up early for somebody else, whatever it may be. But we've seen him have some really good finishes and just not having much luck here tonight at Kern.
Yeah, just hasn't found his rhythm yet in this truck series, Jimmy. So it's just going to be a little bit of a process. I don't know what these guys' life are like if they get time to practice, or how comfortable they are in the trucks. I mean, you can't just get in one of these things and just run, and unless you have some good familiarity with the truck. It's been a hot minute. I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's hard to just jump in and be as competitive as you want to be. I mean, it's one thing, but I mean, this track is very tricky, Jimmy. I mean,
no, it is very tricky. Like I said, I'm by no means can I run 18 zeros, never. But I mean, I won't say never, but it would take me a lot of practice. You know, just we've got maybe 25 laps on this track, and the fastest I've been around here in the truck was an 18.8. So it takes time to learn, a track and like get used to the vehicle that you're running on. And if you don't have the time to get on there, it does make things difficult. And yes, it's a oval. You're only making left-hand turns, but there is so much more into it that's, a lot of people might not understand, finding out what line works the best, for the setup, the groove for the track. Is it a bottom feeding track? Is it a top, higher line feeding track? Can you ride the wall? Is, too wide around it, a thing, and if you had to, can you go 3 wide? So there's just a lot of things to oval racing, and it's, even from experience getting out there and having fun with these trucks, and I love running the trucks. It was actually pretty difficult. I was getting like a little frustrated entering more than exiting. I'm pretty good at throttle management coming out of a corner, but getting into a corner is pretty much probably my weakest point is for a lot of these tracks. But back to green again. Brandon Elvis and Christopher Smith will battle up here up front for the lead. And it looks like Brandon Elvis he didn't get quite the jump that he's been getting in the past few restarts, but still getting good restarts to put him back out to the lead. But that might be all under Christopher Smith getting that good jump for the restart. But right now it's Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Brandon Cooper, Todd Lamphere, Rob Hattenback has moved himself back up into P number 5 after having some issues
difficulties.
We talked about throttle control. Like I said, I think he finally found his sweet spot that allows that 99 to be comfortable around there. So he gets a little wiggle there as we go down the front stretch, start finish line. But two wide battle action here with Rob Hattenback and Daniel Sweet, and then James Honeycutt and Brandon Kelly, number 9.
There's a lot of Brandons and there's a lot of Christophers. And that's right.
If I just said Brandon, half the field would answer.
That's what it feels like.
Got a Brandon Elvis, Brandon Cooper, Brandon Kelly. Still got 3 of them. And I got Christopher Smith.
Hattenback going up in the wall.
Chris Cash.
And the coach.
Oh, Rob. No, we're just praising Rob. What happened?
It looked like he got, I don't know, it looked like it snapped on him.
Oh,
he hits the wall
right there.
And then he gets in. Oh, yep.
Trying to catch it.
And it just snapped on him. I mean, nothing you can really do there, but you hate to see it.
I do hate to see it. Like I said, we were just talking about how well he was doing, about that he found his sweet spot. He's not listening. He found the Sour Patch Kid. The 99 is going back forward, so it doesn't look like it has too much damage. I have some drivers taking to the pits. You can see the 80 of Christopher Smith coming in here on lap 79 of 150, so past the halfway mark. So I'm guessing fuel's not going to be an issue. I'm wondering if Christopher Smith is in there taking tires, and it looks like he is. So he's going to have to, since him and Christopher Cash are the only ones that were in the field, in the back there, either getting tires, repairs, or whatnot, they're going to have to take their time and work their way back up through the field. So even though you got fresh tires, we're seeing how difficult it is for drivers to actually get around here. But the good thing is that he has come in here early on lap 79, so it's going to give him plenty of time to get back up in front. We have 70 laps remaining here at Kern with the Smoky Mountain Motorsports live
Truck Series.
Truck Series live here at CRN.
Yeah, there, Jimmy. A lot of fun, a lot of action. More than I expected. A lot of more, like, there's a lot of battling, side by side.
Definitely a lot of battling. There's some good running. You know, it's somebody we haven't talked much about, and I don't know if I should start talking about him much or not. But Replica Racing is giving a shout out to James Honeycutt, along with Barry. Pick up the driver pick of the race. So they continue to support James Honeycutt and that neon green real tree trucks. I mean, like, there's like, I don't think there's better paint for a truck, you know, than camo and neon green. I think I might switch it out for neon orange.
Well, that's just because you're from the 70s, so.
I am from the 70s. But,
so groovy, yeah. Baby.
But James Honeycutt just kind of doing his thing, been kind of quiet, just getting some clean laps around here. I think he's just trying to survive now and really stay out of the mayhem. And like I said, we've had our talks with Honeycutt, and as a matter of fact, we've talked him off the ledge. Essentially, when it comes down to racing last season, and he was able to finally get a win on the last and final race. But definitely has, I think, gave him the motivation to continue to do well throughout the next season. But we're getting ready to go back to green, Derek, as the pace car is in. This time, Todd Lapierre to the inside of Brandon Elvis. Brandon Elvis getting a good start again here on lap 83. He's going to pull off and do a pretty decent lead. But now you have the 26 of Todd Lapierre and the 18 of Brandon Cooper battle for position. Brandon Cooper is going to win that one. Daniel Sweet up there, back up in the P number 4, getting some pressure by Anthony Rennick. Anthony inside. Ooh, that was a snap. Wow, was he able to hold on to that one? We've seen people get in that situation and lose it. He collects his truck and allows James Honeycutt and the Christopher Smith to make their way by. Oh, the 76 going high. James Honeycutt catching his car, truck. Lost a position, 2 positions. We'll go back up there with Christopher Smith. He is on new tires, so he's looking to march forward, get out of the middle pack mayhem. Great battling back there in the middle of the field. I have a tendency to watch the middle of the field a lot more than the leader. I'm like, yep, Brandon Elvis is leading. Okay, next, Brandon Cooper's following. There's no blue here. Back on top of that here, he's got a good battle going on with Christopher Smith. And we know Christopher Smith just came in for 4 tires. So you can see how big those tires are. So he's going to use it. Oh, Rennick goes around. That was a hard one. And James Honeycutt's going to get involved with that one along with Daniel Sweet. We'll catch that one here. Sweet. Sweat. Sweet. Sweat. Sweet.
Sweat.
Sweet Sweat.
Sweet is W-E-E-T.
B-E-A-T. All right, but anyways, here we'll see what happened with James Honeycutt. We've seen Redneck go around the 07, the Sweet get involved. Pretty hard hit.
Well,
there.
Unfortunately for Daniel Rednick, or the Daniel Sweat, it looked like his motor blew, so he looks like going to have to tow. I think Anthony Rednick has called it a night. He got loose and snapped.
That 07 took a big hit. Really big front end damage on the 07, that incident. A tough break for those drivers. I knew I shouldn't have talked about him. Poor James. James Honeycutt.
Now we're going to have to talk him off the ledge this week.
It's my fault.
Good job. It's Jimmy's fault, James. It's Jimmy's fault, not mine. For once.
Back out there in the 76 is going to get it going again. So, yeah, it's part of the race, and obviously you get involved with an incident. Is how do you come back to finish as well as you can? But right now, Brandon Elvis out front over Brandon Cooper, Christopher Smith, Lapierre, Charles Miller, and number 69 of Christopher Cash. He made his way up into P number 6, followed by Rob Hattenbeck, Austin Cooper, James Honeycutt, Clint Walker, Joey Legato, Anthony Rennick, Daniel, Pete Clint, Brandon Kelly, and Chase Peppers for your 15 car field.
Yeah, Jim. Oh, sorry. It's been a tough night for some of these drivers, but Brandon Elvis has kept it out front for most of the night. I believe leading most of the laps. Christopher Cash, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that makes things happen, has secretly worked his way back up into the P number 6 spot. Just taking it easy, let things come to him. Not a bad way to go. Truck is a little banged up, but That's a part of short track racing. Charles Miller has found himself up into the P number 6 spot, or that's not right. P number 5. So
Head down there on the inside. I'm just lining. Everything switches so fast here. We'll go back and we'll go up to the nose.
the Goat Energy. Oh, there goes the Goat. Doesn't look like the Goat Energy got a swing in before that restart. He fell a little bit behind as Brandon Cooper was really close to Todd Lamphere. Christopher Smith is going to try to stick to that inside of that Ford truck and try to make that pass for the lead. Brandon Elvis is going to have the exit off of turn number 4. Brandon Cooper is going to go with Brandon Elvis on the hotline, trying to pass that number 80 truck. But the 80 truck is going to get in there in front of that 18 of Brandon Cooper. And Brandon Cooper is going to stick behind. He's going to try to take the low line. And he is not. He's going to try to stick behind them as the top 3 are now kind of pushing their way to a little bit of a lead in front of the P number 4 truck as Christopher Cash and Todd Lamphere are desperately trying to chase down as Rob Hattenback's chasing them down. A little bit of cat and mouse here right now. Everyone got a couple small packs going around, groups of 3. So you got the leaders of Brandon Elvis, Brandon Cooper, and Christopher Smith in the top 3. Then you got the Rob Hattenback, Christopher Cash, Todd Lamphere in the next group. Then you have Austin Cooper, Brandon Kelly, and James Honeycutt in the next group, along with that number 60 of, what's his name? Joey Lagardo. Yep. And I said his name earlier, and that made me remind me of Joey Logano.
I almost said Logano when I seen his name.
But as James Honeycutt gets a little loose, but Christopher Smith is trying to make a pass for the lead on Brandon Elvis on the low lane, and Brandon Elvis is going to try to have to defend that position on the high lane, which is a little tough, but he's going to fall in behind there. Here's a caution. Caution is out at lap 101 for a stage yellow. Got our good group going in, started having some battling. I'm going to pretty sure to see all these trucks coming in this time. As you can see, Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis, Brandon Cooper, Todd Lamphere, Christopher Cash are going to come in. Brandon Kelly is going to stay out, but I think, yep, he is on the lead lap. So he's going to be the new leader for tonight. So
Robert's definitely going in for fresh tires. I can't see why anybody would want to stay out for anything other than
points.
Christopher Smith going to go ahead. It looked like he took maybe 2 tires. Brandon Smith obviously coming behind, and so then Brandon Cooper, Todd Lamphere, and Rob Hattenback, Christopher Cash falling back a few spots on that pit stop. He was up there into P number 5, but with a few drivers staying out, he's going to move him back to P number 9. Walker was able to take advantage of that caution flag there too. He was able to get. It looks like he's got a brand new truck, Derek.
And that or he got
that fast he had down there.
That's what it looks like. Well, his crew definitely had the backup truck ready to go. So I will say just took the advantage as Brandon Kelly is your new leader. He's trying to push around that virtual pace car.
And Kelly might be a lap down. 6 laps down. So he's trying to get a lap back here.
Well, you know,
The 60 is also, I think, a lap time too. The 60.
No, the 60 is the new leader.
Yeah. So
Then you
60.
got Charles Miller, Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis, Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper, Todd Lamphere, Rob Habenbeck, Christopher Cash, Clint Walker, rounding out your top 10. P number 11 is James Honeycutt. 12th is Daniel Sweat. 13th is Brandon Kelly. 14th and Anthony Rednick. 15th is Chase Peppers. So the last two cars are out, as Anthony Rednick and Chase Peppers are out of the race. Have called it a night, Jimmy.
Yeah, so right there at the end, we seen the 80. I was able to get around the 4 right before the stage break, but now is behind, so not as good start as I wanted. But the 60 will lead them down here, but the 4, Brandon Elvis, a much better start there going down to turn 1. But the 4 is going to take advantage of this situation and get a huge lead over the field there. And back there we get the 60. Oh, 60 tips. Whoa. Oh.
63. What front stretch?
Oh no. Get the 11 keep it going straight.
Top left here. Oh no! 4 times the charm, Jimmy. This is the caution. Oh, the caution's not out yet.
Not out yet.
The caution is out.
Oh, there we go. Trucks did a tandem there as those two kind of went around. We were watching this unfold. But the 11 of Charles Miller was trying to hang on to his spots, but was getting just unable to hold that slide there. Was able to correct it, kind of got an assist from Todd Lamphere. 9 tried to miss him, but tagged doors and spun those 2 trucks around in tandem. So interesting one here. Getting late in the race here as we're over the 100 lap mark. We're at lap 109. The incident was at lap 107. The 11 is still going, and he will be able to continue his way. I think for causing it. I don't know if you were part of the incident. Anyways, he might end up in the back of the field and have to work his way back through. But the 11's going to come in to the pits. He'll see if he's what he's gonna do. It's just see if he can get a couple seconds of damage repaired. Instant repair. He had the fast in his pocket. Not a bad time to use it. He's gonna get some fresh right side tires as well. You better hurry up. And he's got lefts as well, so 4 fresh tires and instant repair.
Tom, you might want to go back and look back at that one, buddy. You might want to go look back at that one.
Oh, buddy.
But yeah, incidents are plaguing a little bit here tonight. That was a close one there for the 69. Do you need a change of shorts, buddy?
No, I need this EOL to be taken away from me in this going down a lap here.
We don't like to hear that, but hopefully they get that figured out, and we'll let you go back racing.
Yeah, no,
maybe some admin control there here late. Maybe trying to, I think EOLs are served to like the people that I think who caused the incident. And so maybe just a miscommunication, maybe an oversight. Sometimes it's hard to, when you're out there in race control. Todd does a really good job. He's even in the channel. So kind of probably pulled him away from that, and I think they're pulling back real quick. But they're trying to find out what's going on. At 69, looks like he's going to move back up to where he was at. Caution is out. We're here on lap 112 of 150. Been a nail biter here for on a bunch of laps, but a lot of the self-spinning has kind of been, like I
said, self-spitting. So it's just drivers just losing focus. And it could be from not as much, not much time on this track there.
Yeah, we're under our 50 laps to go there, Jimmy. A lot of people are in a position trying to hold their spots, probably not real comfortable, not been mixing up with the guys in the front. So overdriving the trucks probably is the thing, as the 60 of Joey Lagardo.
Just about to start, about to the 60. He's going to go around. That's going to bring another caution here.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. A lot to unpack there, Jimmy. It almost looked like the 69 got it back into the 60. They're going into the corner. It almost looks like that he's turning in, but doesn't realize that there's a truck underneath. And then the 60 comes down, hits the 69. The 60 is a ping pong, hits the 18 and spins them. And I think that's all that gets collected. We'll see here. Nope, everyone makes it through. So
Yeah,
through
just the 11 coming.
the 11. Yep. It looks like everyone made it through, other than the 60 and the 18. So it's going to be, I don't know.
Unfortunate. I mean, yeah, the 60 had a bad start from the get-go, from the rip. That's what the 69 was, just on his tail. And the 60 moved up, so the 69 was able to go to the inside. Now, Brandon Cooper, as you can watch there, he came down. So tagging the 60 into the 69. 60 ping pongs back and takes out the 18 of Brandon Cooper. So it's almost like instant karma for the 18. Not that you want to see anybody wreck, but he came down and it really, I mean, you're 3 wide at that point. You got a few options: try to make it work or let off and attack another corner. So 60 was definitely a little slow there on the restart on that one.
And there's nothing you can really do with.
And I mean, it's tough, man. Like when you're out here, there's a large skill gap with some of these drivers. If you find yourself in like a lead position with maybe a newer driver in front of you, it's really takes a lot to be patient with that newer person, and because you expect everybody to have the ability to have good starts and restarts and stuff like that, but it does take time, and you can miss a shift or start in the wrong gear or whatever, and we've seen it happen on CRN over and over again. But that was just a bad start from the 60, and it kind of just compounded from there. The 69 didn't spin him. Obviously, I'm sure he didn't like that pressure being pushed from behind, sending him up the track just a little bit. And then obviously in a position where now you have somebody on your outside as well, so ends up getting ping-ponged around and gets sent up the track. So we'll see how these drivers recover from this one here. Right now it's Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Christopher Cash, Todd Lamphere, Clint Walker, Rob Hattenback, Austin Cooper, and James Honeycutt, Brandon Cooper, Charles Miller, Daniel Sweet, Joey Lagardo, Brandon Kelly, Anthony Rennick, and then Chase Peppers for your 15 truck field. The 60 is trying to catch up as we get back on those loud pedals as Brandon Elvis continues to dominate here. He's had some a little bit of pressure here early on, but 3 wide back here with James Honeycutt. The 69 Christopher Cash is going to lift up just a little bit to not put himself in that situation. So Christopher Cash will fall back just a little bit. Maybe some damage for some of that contact there. Just see him getting a little bit loose, getting off the exit of 2, heading down into pit number 3. I use that outside. James Honeycutt's going to move up into pit number 5 as we're on now lap 122 or 150. Brandon Elvis, like I said, continuing to dominate. Just you could have asked for a better right now by the 4, but he's been getting some pressure from the 80 Christopher Smith, and we've seen a few others. Brandon Cooper challenging him as well. Right now it's Todd Lamphere in P number 3, Rob Hatton back there in that 99 and P number 4. Brandon Cooper in the 18 has made it back up in the 5th. Recently falls to 6th. Newcomer Daniel Sweet back there, and wow,
Good close one.
Yeah,
There, Jimmy.
that was a close one. Another close one. 76 was very lucky. Brandon Cooper was able to lift just enough for him to cross past his nose. Where other racing is Brandon Elvis out in the lead. Todd Lamphere might have his hands full here. Rob Hattenbeck's in. Brandon Cooper is in 5th. See what happened here. Clint Walker. Christopher Cash is falling off pace. He must have some damage. 69 affecting him. Might be down a little bit of power or something.
Jimmy, I mean,
We got 24 laps to go, Derek. This thing is coming down to an end.
yes, sir. It is. Brandon Elvis has a good lead over Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith has the opportunity to run him down. 23 laps to go as Rob Hattenbeck is trying to run down Todd Lamphere. As Rob Hattenbeck has had his woes tonight, so has Todd Lamphere. But Brandon Cooper is on the loud pedal as Todd Lamphere gets a little loose. He's going to save it. Oh, good save by Todd Lamphere. We keep on racing. He's going to have a bottom lane. He's going to come off and lose 2 spots to Rob Hattenbeck and Brandon Cooper. But Brandon Cooper is going to take the spot, try to take that spot from Rob Hattenbeck. Todd Lamphere is going to battle back. Daniel Sweat is going to come into the picture and try to battle with Todd Lamphere. They're going into turn 3 and 4. Rob Hattenbeck's going to close the gap on Brandon Cooper, trying to get that spot back. And Todd Lamphere is going to battle, do the same to Rob. Rob's in, and then just going to, this battle is going to allow probably that 78 to catch up and try to make up some positions too. Daniel Sweat and Todd Lamphere, Rob Hattenbeck are now in the battle as Brandon Elvis and Christopher Smith are out front. Trying to pop, they're running roughly the same lap times. I mean, within thousandths of a second. So, I mean, Jimmy, that's not a whole lot. Brandon Elvis at this lap time, he ran a 18.38. Brandon Cooper ran a 18.428. I mean, that's not a whole heck of a difference. But Rob Hattenbeck's going to have try to make a pass on Brandon Cooper here. Brandon Cooper looks like he's on the lower lane. Oh, cut down in front of Rob Hattenbeck. Probably got to that number 99 truck a little tight going in the corner as Rob Hattenbeck's going to try to fight down on that lower lane. Brandon Cooper has that, likes that middle lane. Caution is out. Todd Lamphere is going backwards down the front stretch. That's not what you want to see. He's going to get that truck started. He's going to spin it around. And, but by the looks of it, Jimmy, there's not a whole lot of damage with 16 laps to go. No, oh, he got a little loose and got a little love tap from the 07 of Daniel Sweat.
He got loose and probably lifted, and Daniel Sweat just kind of wasn't aware of what he was doing. Obviously, there's no brake lights on these cars.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Kind of alert people. I'm actually really surprised that they don't have them on NASCAR stuff. I know it would add like weight and electronics and all other stuff, but some sort of indicator that the person was on the brakes would probably be. You think it would be a good thing, or even something that help with safety.
You know, Jimmy, but you could also say, well, I didn't see the light.
Yeah. I mean, some iRacing brake lights aren't the best anyways, okay? we'll just put it that way. Even in the rain, they're hard to see. Rain, the dark, they're pretty rough to see on the road race cars that I run. Even when you're running rain, there's a constant flashing light on the back of the cars, and they are very, very difficult to see. If you've ever been driving in the rain and you've been behind another car and you get that wash back and you have a hard time seeing, it's exactly what it's like in iRacing with the rain, and it's a very unique situation when it comes to the vehicles, because the way you have to drive and race is almost the opposite than if it was dry outside. Like you're searching for drier track. I mean, obviously the whole track's wet, but you're looking for no puddles. You're looking for things that's not going to get the vehicle loose or hydroplane or anything like that, and it definitely has added a new dynamic that some people like and some people don't like. So, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Let me go back live here so we're not on replay. We got 12 laps to go. Brandon Elvis is out front, followed by Christopher Smith, Brandon Cooper, Rob Hatton back up, threatening to get back up there again. James Honeycutt in a spot for a decent finish here tonight, already in P number 5. Austin Cooper has had his woes here tonight, as Derek would put it, and has found his way back up into P number 6. Bill Walker's in 7th. Charles Miller back there in 8th. Christopher Cash has fallen back there to 9th. Was as high as P number 3 and at number 69. But hopefully he was able to maybe get a little more of that damage repaired and see if he can move up a few more spots here tonight. But he's having a really good run in number 69 McDowell's machine.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Cash had his woes in the last couple about 40 laps, so it's been nothing but no sunshine and rainbows for Christopher Smith. But Brandon Elvis is going to get on that loud pedal. Barty's going to wave that green flag, or back under green. Brandon Elvis didn't get the restart that he normally got. Christopher Smith had a great restart. They're side by side, 3-4 rows back. Side by side, Brandon Elvis is on that top side. James Honeycutt and that 12 of Austin Cooper are battling side by side with that 0-2 of Clint Walker behind them. Brandon Elvis got the lead position. Brandon Cooper took that P number 3 spot away from Rob Hadback. James Honeycutt is working his way up to that P number 5 spot, hunting down that number 99 truck of Rob Hattenback. But Brandon Cooper and Christopher Smith are trying to run down that 4 truck of Brandon Elvis. Caution, it is out.
Break to 26 at top deck here, involved on that one. Trying to see what happened back there. Just too much gas. 26 goes for a ride.
You know, I mean, that's that anxiousness trying to get back up to the front after you were running P number 5. Got an unfortunate event of getting loose and getting tagged and getting sent around. Now it's, you know, trying to almost go time there, Jimmy, because we are now.
Yeah, we're almost past the go time. It's going to be a big shootout here. We do have, I believe, 2 attempts at a green-white checker. I think the first one is, when we get done here, will be very close to a unofficial green-white checker. But with the way that some of these drivers are running and trying to get in position for a great finish, I want to count at least one more caution out for the evening as these drivers continue to haul it out here. There's a good run. It's been all Brandon Elvis here tonight. If you're just joining in, followed by Christopher Smith. The 80 is and putting a little bit of pressure on the 4 at times. I was able to make it around the 4 once. Brandon Cooper also has been in that position as well. So all 3 of these drivers up front here for a shootout tonight. Patton back is fought his way back. He's had his fair share of issues tonight trying to figure out that throttle control in these trucks around this short fast track here. James Honeycutt has made his way back up into P number 5, and that's where he started. So at least, finish where you can start. I mean, that's not too bad. And P5 is not a bad place either. So Pitt Walker's in the 6th. He's up 7 spots. You see that 02 have its problems here tonight. Austin Cooper in the 12th, down 4 spots, but still in P number 7. Christopher Cash up to 8th currently. Daniel Sweet down 2 spots. 6th Sweat. And 9th spot, and then Charles Miller is your last call for your top 10. Back in there is Joey Lagardo, Todd Lampier, last truck on the lead lap. Brandon Kelly and Anthony Reddick on the lead lap. I think Anthony's off the track at the moment, but back up with Brandon Elvis. As the lights are off on the pace car, they're going to go green here. They still need to make a little more way around the track. It's going to be a shootout. We're going to cross that line with 2 laps to go. Can they get this thing complete in one shot?
I think, like you said, this is going to be our unofficial green-white checkered. Brandon Elvis has a green flag. He's going to step on that lap level. He's going to get an awesome jump, get in front of Christopher Smith. And then that 18 and 99 of Rob Hadmack are going to battle for P number 3. Brandon Cooper is going to have the outside. Rob Hadmack's going to fight for that beat. We're going to take that white flag.
This race is in the books this time by, and regardless,
it is going to be a shootout. Can Christopher Smith make a move on the 4 truck? Nope. Brandon Elvis is going to win this race tonight. Christopher Smith is in P2. Brandon Cooper, your last week's winner, we're finishing on the 3rd place finish. Rob Hadmack in P number 4. James Honeycutt in P number 5.
And not a bad run there for these top 5 drivers, and some of these drivers making a good comeback. Biggest mover, excuse me, biggest mover of the night is going to be Clint Walker, though, up 7 spots with that 02. So great comeback for the 02. Newcomer Daniels will finish in 7th where he started. So obviously we've seen him battling up there for the lead. So look forward to seeing Daniel in further races, and being up in finally getting up in this booth to talk to us. Austin Cooper will finish in 8th. Christopher Cash will finish in 9th tonight, and 10th will be Charles Miller, another one up 5 spots in that 11 machine. So seeing him have some woes here tonight. Todd Lampier, a rough ending there to his evening, will finish in 11th. Joey Lagardo is in 12th. Brandon Kelly is in 13th. Anthony Reddick will finish in 14th. And then Chase Peppers will be the last of the vehicles accounted for position here tonight. So they'll move him to 15th spot.
Yeah, Jimmy, I mean,
let's show.
not
I guess
a
we
whole
can
lot.
bring that up. So there they are. We've already ran by those, but we're just giving the drivers a little bit of time to get in the booth there, and we'll bring them in here and talk to them and see how their race went for them. Gotta wait for the top 3 to do. We hunt them down. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna not stop broadcast. I'm just stop interviewing. I mean, not hard. You're finishing top 3. Come up here. Why am I gonna chase you?
Come on, man. Come on up.
All right.
Come on up. Like a locomotion. Come
All right,
on,
Derek.
man.
Get starting engine.
I will, buddy. Who is P number 3?
Brandon Cooper.
Brandon Cooper. You could be my first on my hit list tonight. All right, but he's live, so I don't care. He's going to be moved up to the booth.
You can rewatch that later.
Yes, sir. Brandon Cooper with Derek and Jimmy in the booth. You got us, buddy.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, congratulations. You had quite an eventful evening tonight. Getting caught up in a few incidences, again, moving back to the back, back to the front, back to the back. What do you tell us about how you saw your race go?
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Brandon Ovis and Christopher Smith. They definitely had it tonight. Had a pretty good race. Had a pretty good stage 1. I think we finished P2. Stage 2, I think we finished P3. I think towards the beginning of the 3rd stage, got caught up in an incident. I think somebody drove it a little too hard under me. Went to the back, but we were able to get back to the front. But yeah, man, this track it was pretty tough tonight. I gotta say.
Yeah, no, I mean, it almost looked like you could run the bottom in 3 and 4, but it was kind of on the sketches side on getting back on the throttle on the bottom. You were running like middle between the seam in 3 and 4, and it looked like you had a very good line coming out of that corner. So, which probably eliminated a lot of the rear end happiness that we've been seeing.
There is still plenty of it, let me tell you.
Well, I want to give you some time to give any shout outs or special thanks to friends and family sponsors.
I had to give a shout out to my brother. He does this with me every weekend. I can't thank him enough. Shout out to Honeycutt too. He's racing for us now. We're making a partnership, and hopefully it leads us to a better relationship on and off the track. Outside of that, man, I think that's it.
All right. Well, everyone, that is your P number 3 finisher, Brandon Cooper, and that number 18 truck. So you have a good night, sir. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your friends and family, bud.
You too, guys.
Later, Brandon.
All right. Well, everyone, that's your P number 3 finisher. We are going to bring in that P number 2, Christopher Smith, in that number 80 truck. Christopher Smith, Jimmy and Derek in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, you had an awesome night. Congratulations on your P number 2. I'm going to steal this one, Jimmy, because you can have Brandon, our winner, Brandon Elvis. Well, anyways, Christopher, you had an awesome truck. You were moving back and forth. You found yourself in the back, then your front, kind of like Brandon Cooper. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your race?
Yeah, man, it felt good on long run. It was just trying to figure out which lane to run. Really, like everybody's just going in different ways. So, just hoping for a long run there. I don't know if I have anything for Elvis, but I'll take a P2.
All right. Well, I mean, it definitely seemed like a little bit of trickiness. It almost looked like going into the corners. If you were on the brakes, you're going to lose the truck, or get the truck loose at least. And then getting in back on the throttle was really sketchy. But how do you? We're going to Five Flags next weekend or next week. How do you feel about your chances there in these trucks?
I like the track probably a lot better than this place. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Well,
I've had some luck there, so.
Well, Brandon, congratulations. I'll give you some time to give any shout outs or special thanks to anyone watching and sponsors.
Yeah, thanks my wife letting me do this. Say hey to my dad. I know he's watching. Thanks Bad Company Racing, Coleman Designs, and thank y'all for putting on the broadcast.
Well, Christopher, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Five Flags. You go celebrate with your friends and family, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. Well, everyone, that's your P number 2 finisher, Christopher Smith, in that Silverado. And we are going to bring in Brandon Elvis. Brandon Elvis. Jimmy and Dirk, you got the booth?
Yeah, so definitely Chris Smith definitely drives a Toyota.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, but anyways, we have
Toyota.
the winner here tonight, Brandon Elvis. Hey, man, it's good to have you back. You've had your trials and tribulations through the last season with the late model stock car, but man, you are on fire here tonight. It was all the number 4 out front. You only had a few times that you did not have the lead. I think you were only passed once, and I don't know if it was that your tires just finally went, and I don't remember if it was. I think it was Brandon Cooper finally got around you, but
No, it's Chris Smith.
Was it Smith? Okay, so it was Smith.
Yep.
So basically, you only had 2 drivers really on your tailgate for the evening, but. Man, what a run here tonight! Just kind of give us a walkthrough. I know we've seen out here in the booth the drivers really kind of having their troubles on mostly exits and bringing that rear end around. Were you having issues with that, or did you pretty much have your throttle control down to a science where you were able to just kind of dominate here tonight?
Yeah, I didn't really have the issue of spinning the tires about the corner too bad. I had more of an issue getting loose end at 3, but I kind of alleviated that. But no, I mean, when Chris got around me there at the end of stage 2, I wasn't really, I don't know, I kind of buzzed the tires a little bit up off, and if you ever get it right rear hot in these trucks, it takes about 2 laps to get it cooled back down before you can really start running competitive laps again. And Chris snuck up on me and got by me there. I was like, well, there he is. I guess then I went to go back underneath him, and the caution came out. I was like, oh crap, it's already at the end of the stage. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, you were pretty much on cruise control, and I've had incidents like that myself where you're just kind of like cruising along. Next thing you know, you got a competitor underneath you in its first position, and you just weren't quite ready for it. But no, great drive here tonight. Good looking truck there that you have for the series here, and it's good to see you back up here. So again, from CRN and everybody up here, we want to say congratulations and give you a little bit of time for any of that shout outs that you have out there.
Yeah, man. Just want to shout out my family, friends. Elvis Coleman Racing's kind of flying solo tonight, but Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coleman Design, Barry Elvis Performance, all the other ones. Paramount Auto Collision is on the truck. This is going to be the scheme for our new race truck if we ever get it finished. But just shout out to everybody that helps us out. Shout out to Brian Voss, a good friend of mine who races with us some in some other series. He's having some tough luck with this child, but she had heart surgery yesterday morning, and she's doing well now. So we've all been praying for her, and glad she's recovering. And just that's about it, man. Just glad to be back up front.
Yeah, it's good to have you back up front. Yeah, shout out to the little one there. I read something earlier, and I'm glad that everything is apparently going well so far, and hopeful that family recovers quickly, and that little one will be more in their hair than they notice. But I'm sure they're holding her dear to their heart right now. But again, congratulations on the win here tonight. I look forward to seeing you on the track again, hopefully next week at Five Flags, and coming away with another podium or even another win.
Hey, let's hope. One can hope, right?
One can hope. We'll let you get out of here. Go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, man. Thanks for what you guys do.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. That's your winner here tonight. The number 4 of Brandon Elvis, in dominating fashion, putting the laps down, giving these drivers something to chase. You always seem every series seems to have 1 or 2 drivers that they're the rabbits, and you really got to figure out what you're doing and to get up on their level. And it's good to have them out there because it's
you're learning from them. So take in what you can, and even if you're chasing them every week, you'll see big improvements if you're a driver here listening. When you go out to officials, you'll be, especially if you're in a lower end and you're chasing one of these higher iRating guys around it. It makes a huge difference. But again, congratulations to Brandon Elvis. Again, a shout out to his friends and family, especially the little girl that had heart surgery. I wish them the best of luck and speedy recovery. Nobody wants to hear that from anybody's child, especially being a father of many myself. So, yeah, congratulations to Brandon Elvis. But before we get out of here, I'll let Derek have a few final words before we move on to next week at Five Flags.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm ready to see what everyone has to offer for next week. Everyone knows the track for the most part. If you're short track, non-short track, I mean, we've done it. You've been probably Five Flags many of times.
It's
so in real life and virtual life.
Yes.
But you know, it's going to be fun. I like that track. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun in the Xfinity cars. It was a lot of fun in the late models or the tour mods. I mean, so I mean, the track's fun. It has a lot of grip, a lot of racing. Has a bunch of characters. So you know, it's going to be interesting to see how everyone treats next week at Five Flags.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique track. Like you said, I've been there plenty of times. I almost went last weekend, matter of fact. I forget what I ended up doing, something else. But anyways, a lot of good racing out there by the locals, and it's a good little track. It's right there off the main highway, and it's probably one of the cheapest things you can do around here. I mean, $15, you show up to the race at. I think the gates open up at 5 or 6 o'clock, and they go. The racing starts at 8. It goes all the way to about 11 o'clock. So you grab yourself a stadium chair or cushion, and get yourself a hot dog and some French fries, and sit up in the stands and just watch the races. I mean, it's just a good time, especially if you enjoy that stuff. But I think that's it from me and Derek here from Kern County Raceway. Definitely, hopefully next time these drivers come back here, they'll have a little more experience. Like I said, it really was down to that throttle control tonight, exiting the corners for the most part. But overall, pretty good racing here. Some great battles, especially at the end, and a late stage caution to round everybody up for an exciting finish. So congratulations to your top three: Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, and Brandon Cooper. And obviously congratulations, and please keep continuing to come out here, the rest of the drivers. Also from us up here in the booth, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, keep supporting CRN and your league that we continue to put on this live show. But I think for me and Derek, that's going to wrap it up. And until next time, we'll see you at the track.